Adam?
Yeah,
You can hear us?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You've got a little echo of my voice.
Okay. All right. Wayne said that's normal. We have 3 people here. One's the city administrator, and 2 are representatives of taxing districts. So
Okay.
I've already confessed to 2 of them that we have to have this meeting again in 2 weeks. I'm too honest about my mistakes.
No, it's better to be honest than keep it hidden.
I made a mistake and didn't notice the property owners. I just noticed the residents. So we're going to do this again. So you can leave if you don't want. I'm sorry to waste your time. It was too late to cancel. So do we need to go through the formalities if we don't have members of the public here in a few minutes?
Well, I guess if the members of the taxing bodies or the city administrator has any questions, that we can make our time useful. But if not, and if they want to wait, if they want to get home before the weather, I think we can save it for the next public meeting.
Tornadoes,
Their
hail,
call.
big hail coming is what they've been saying. Yeah.
Can you say that again, Steph?
Yeah, Wayne Williams asked what weather, so we were filling him in on what's to come tonight. So
Oh.
Adam's in St. Louis. He had intended to drive up for this meeting and saw the terrible forecast, so he decided to call in instead. Well, yesterday, Mike Phillips said tornadic activity. So that's the new word of the day, tornadic.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a good one. If it wasn't such a terrible topic, I'd love that word.
Yeah. So we can have Adam tell you kind of what's happening, then you won't have to come on the 15th unless you want to see if others show up who have issues or questions that they bring to the group. So you guys know what we've been working on in Central TIF, the projects we do, the small development grants we do. Obviously, 200 Vine was a big project, and now, of course, the hotel is one of our biggest projects to date. So I've asked Adam to come on here. We've hired them to help us with this process, and he can just tell you a little bit about why we're wanting to go through all of this. So Adam, I'll hand it to you.
Sure, thank you. I'm going to try and not be distracted by my own voice being echoed back at me, but I'll get through this. So essentially what we're looking to do here is amend the boundary of the central area TIF so that it touches the boundary of TIF 4. The city has partaken in what's referred to as porting funds from one TIF to another in the past, and that is allowed. It's a good idea if it typically is in furtherance of the objectives of the TIF district that it's going into, and I believe that it has. TIF 2 is expiring this year, and so the process that we would need to undertake to connect these two is find an avenue to connect both of them. And in this case, I don't know if you've got a map there, Stephanie, or what.
Wayne's looking at a map, and I had sent it to everybody.
Okay, excellent. So what we're looking to do is just take that private drive, take it out of TIF 2 early, and add it to the central area TIF to provide the connection between the two TIFs. So TIF 2 would go away. I'm not sure what you're doing with the surplus funds in there, but typically those would be distributed to taxing bodies or spent on any final projects. And then we would complete this project within 4 to 5 months. And then, the TIFs would be connected until one of those TIFs expires.
Which would be TIF 4 will expire first.
TIF 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, TIF 2 expires this year.
Right. So as with anytime we're adding property to a TIF area, we've got to go through certain steps. The reason that we're having a public meeting, which in this TIF Act is differentiated from a public hearing, because there's more than 75 inhabited residential units within the central area TIF. There's 0 inhabited units on the private drive that we're adding, but the TIF Act doesn't differentiate between what you're adding and what's already there. So we've got to have this extra meeting, and now we'll have it again, just to make sure we're covering our bases. And then after that, we'll have a joint review board meeting and a public hearing. We'll follow a very similar format to this meeting, where we give a short synopsis of the project and hear any public comments. Folks that live or own property within the central area TIF will be invited to the public hearing as well. And then hopefully then the city council will approve the final ordinances in several months from now. Are there any questions about the process in particular?
I see nods no, shaking heads no.
Okay. Well, if you do ever have any questions, you can direct them to Stephanie, and I will certainly answer them as quickly as I can via email, or, you know, if it's a more in-depth question about TIF in general or something like that, we could all get on the phone together. I want to make sure everybody understands what's going on.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, no worries. Everybody be safe. I'm home and dry, and I hope you all get that way too before the day's out.
Thanks so much.
All right, see y'all.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Sorry to waste your time coming over, but